Good morning and welcome along to lesson 180. This is the last of our review lessons, and then we're moving on to a new section. So lesson 180, again, overview is God is but love, and therefore so am I. By grace I live, and by grace I am released. There is no cruelty in God and none in me. So we will talk about those in a moment. But for now, we're going to gently close our eyes down, drop our awareness inwards and downwards. And I say that really just to come out of that headspace where the thoughts appear to dwell. And drop down in the direction of the pelvic floor. I'm just getting a sense of grounding. Perhaps taking your attention to the chakras and the soles of your feet. And if you wish, you can imagine there are roots growing out of those chakras, going all the way down into the earth's core, where they are earthing you and grounding you. And Mother Earth gives that sense of being held and being supported. And then taking your awareness up into your heart as we express ourselves by saying we begin this day in gratitude, and we open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask that love lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth, that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And so we release these words and we let it be. Okay. So by grace I live, and by grace I am released. So through grace I am set free. And again, it's that acknowledgement of the grace and the willingness to claim it that we spoke about yesterday. And then the one I really want to look at is there is no cruelty in God and none in me. So recognizing that your true nature, that who you really are, is pure love, compassion, kindness, all those gorgeous, expansive qualities. There is no narrowness, no tightness, no holding, no cruelty towards yourself or another in your true nature. However, in our learned behavior, which is the illusionary behavior, there is often lots of experiences of cruelty, particularly towards ourselves and often then towards others as well. And to me, it always feels like a narrowness or a tightness or a holding. And there are things we have learned along the way when we have fallen into these belief systems that we need to protect ourselves, or that we need to admonish ourselves if we've done something that we have judged as good or as right or wrong or good or bad, etc. You know what I mean? So to recognize that your true nature is pure innocence and there is no cruelty. There also is no cruel God that sends, punishments to us for our bad behavior. There is no judgment on us except we place it upon ourselves. So we've got to recognize that our true nature is not cruel and God's nature is not cruel. And we are one with love. I'll be saying this over and over and over again until you actually truly believe that you are one with love and that you are innocent and that there is nobody watching over you. There is no force that is anything other than benevolent and loving, that the divine source energy is that. It is benevolent and it is loving. And so there's a great freedom in that, and that kind of loops back into the grace. I am released by recognizing this. And it's the recognition for me that is the grace piece. It's like, grace is this thing that allows me to know somehow, or things often happen and you just know that it was grace. It was by the grace of this benevolent force that this beautiful thing transpired or happened in your life. So we're going to take this into a meditation and contemplation. So again, just being present to these phrases and allowing them to land and for us to have acceptance of them. And so I invite you again to settle into your seat, to dedicate this time to you, to your well-being, to your awakening, to your freedom. As we say, by grace I live, by grace I am released. And I invite you with your hand on your heart just to repeat that a few times. By grace I live, by grace I am released. By grace I live, by grace I am released. And there is no cruelty in God and none in me. And for me, I like to change that into God is benevolent, as am I. God is benevolent, as am I. God is benevolent, as am I. And then we'll have some quiet time. I will mind the time and I will call you back. Softly, softly bringing yourself back. For me, this lesson, particularly the second one, there is no cruelty in God and none in me, came as something of a relief. There's various ways that it is spoken throughout the Course in Miracles, because those old beliefs die hard. They're pretty ingrained in there. A belief of a God watching you. It's almost like that song, Santa Claus one, you better watch out, you better not shout. As though there's somebody watching you, and to recognize that there is no one watching you and no one that is going to punish you other than when you take up that stick and beat yourself up. And, as we move through the course, we learn to stop doing that. We begin to recognize when we're moving into that place of being punitive towards ourselves or towards another, when we've gone into any sort of judgment, and we become free of that as well, of judging ourselves or judging others, being violent towards ourselves, which we're very, very capable of. And so it's really beautiful to know that, just that there is this gorgeous, free, benevolent force that is only love. Have a beautiful day.